morning! I am headed today to Congaree National Park in South Carolina. We just fueled up at a Shell gas station and I'm about to hit the 2.5-hour drive to this area. So Congaree National Park protects the largest intact expanse of old growth bottomland hardwood forest remaining in the southeastern US. Whoa, that's a mouthful. I also needed to have this up on my phone because I was like, I'm not gonna remember all these cool facts. It's over 26,000 acres, featuring a vast floodplain. It also is one of the tallest deciduous forests in the world, with trees averaging over 100 feet and some reaching 170 feet. It also is home to 5 champion trees, which is something I didn't know was a thing, and 27 state champion trees. We're gonna learn more about that. Also, it is super popular for fireflies, especially the rare synchronous fireflies that come out between mid-May and mid-June. You do need to win a lottery to go and see those at this park. It also is home to river otters, deer, turtles, and occasionally alligators. Alligators will see you from afar or not at all. River otters, deer, turtles, like, let's be friends. We are staying one night at Longleaf Campground, and then tomorrow we are going out on a guided 3-hour kayaking tour through their waterway. So I'm super excited. That's going to be in the morning, so hopefully we can spot some beautiful wildlife. So let's get going. It is so warm. We've made it to Columbia. We have just a little while left to get to the actual park, but we stopped at Azalea's Coffee Bar to get a matcha. This is the Cottage, which is banana and blueberry matcha, and it is so yummy. Yes, I got half sweet because I don't like super sweet, but it is absolutely delicious, and I love Azalea's. If you have not been there before and you're coming to this area, Azalea's Coffee Bar is 100% worth the visit. Also, if you're looking to have more of a bigger meal, the Gourmet Shop is also a great spot to check out. Okay, now let's get on over to the park. We're here, officially at Congaree National Park. Let's go. Although my GPS is telling me that the speed limit is 30, the signs say it's 27. So go 27, not 30. They also say to watch out for fox squirrels, which I didn't know. I don't know the difference between a fox squirrel and a gray squirrel or a white squirrel and all these different types of squirrels. So we might learn that this weekend. Maybe they're super red, but they're not red squirrels, or maybe they have a fox-like feature. I guess we'll figure out. But we're going to be at the visitor center very soon. Oh, this is a great piece of advice. So bug spray is not only going to repel the bugs that you don't want, it's also going to repel the fireflies, which is huge in this area, but also, like, that's just good to remember in general. Just apply it in a area that's not going to be directly on them. So we got our ornament, we got our sticker, we got our patch, and we also got some trail guides and our Junior Ranger program. But right now we're going to stamp the back of this with this stamp here to say when we were visited. Ta-da! This ornament is really pretty. Okay, let's get on some trails.
I'll hang out here with the stuff, and then when you guys get back.
I'm back at the car. I'm going to get a snack and maybe more than a snack, get something for lunch out of my bear canister that I have set up for the campsite because it is a walk-in campsite. I wanted to be smart and respectful of the wildlife. I completed 99% of the Junior Ranger booklet while sitting outside in the sun. It was absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm going to go out on the Boardwalk Trail and a little beyond there with the guide that they provided in the visitor center. So let's grab some snackies and do that. They also had this really great guide for spring of all of the animals that are around right now. So on the front here, it is birds and then some animals. And then on the back, they do have 4 snakes, and then a type of turtle, a frog, some fireflies, and some bugs. So this is really cool. I'm going to keep that with me. But let's get some food because I'm a hungry lady. The self-guided boardwalking tour, this little booklet they gave me right inside. They also had them in an area outside if you wanted to check it out, and they have numbered spots, and I'm about to come up on number 1. But also if you come down here, this is a trail that, well, there's a few trails right here. So this one right here is called, oop, we just scared a squirrel. He's right in here. But this is the Firefly Trail, which goes around the same area, just not on the actual boardwalk. And then there's actually a trail that goes to where we're camping tonight. So there you go. So this is a large beech tree that they're saying is about 100 years old and used to supply a ton of food for the area. It's pretty big. Just look at this. There's so much vegetation in here, but you can also easily see how wet it is. This is all mud right down there. And it does say that spot number 2 when we come up on is the mud there is 8 feet deep, but helps filter the water to keep the creek and river clean. But there's so much life out here. Like, it's so green. There's so many birds chirping. It's so beautiful. I have seen photos and videos of this whole area, this whole boardwalk having water over it. So I'm very, very grateful to be here at a time that there isn't and it's dry, so I can feel like I can see if there's any potential animals anywhere, including snakes, but also I can really enjoy the environment and not be soaking wet. So it's really nice. That's something to pay attention to when visiting here, is what the plain levels are at. This tree right here is called a loblolly pine, and they are tolerant to fires. However, they do prescribe fires in here. I'm actually here during a fire ban, but they do prescribe fires to take care of this area. But this particular one ended up getting caught on fire, and to make sure that it was extinguished, they cut it up. But as mentioned, they are fire resistant generally. Just check out how big these trees are. I could not hug this tree. Well, I could, but I would not be wrapping around them. Oh, and we got some more bugs right here, but nothing crazy. And they're leaving us alone. But my goodness. We've got little baby turtles right over here. Let's see how close we can get into them. Hey, baby turtles. This is one of those reasons that I love going to the ranger station. 15, 15, and then if you can see, you can maybe see it better over here. This little structure over here, it is actually a old still used to make alcohol during Prohibition by moonshiners. The mash was heated and distilled through copper tubing to produce moonshine. The difficult terrain of the Congaree floodplains and the tall trees made it a perfect place for moonshiners to hide these stills and produce their illegal liquor. The squirrel is going to town over here. What are you doing, bud? Is he carving something? On this boardwalk, we are yo-yoing, leapfrogging with different groups, and one woman just saw a pileated woodpecker over here. It was a little one compared to the ones that I'm used to up north. Oh, they might have stopped up here. And they also saw a lizard, so hopefully we'll see one.
go over here.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, look at him. That's cool.
Beautiful lake.
Mm-hmm. These little babies are called cypress knees. Hey, buddy. I just saw a little lizard, a little blue guy, come up on this tree, but I don't think... Oh, there he is. He's right there. I can barely see his little head. Hey, pal. Are you gonna hide on us? Hello. At Weston Lake, I decided to take a little bit of the trail that goes off of the Boardwalk trail. The ranger had pointed this area out to me. I don't even want to go terribly far because I do still have to set up camp, but I want to go find a spot that I can just chill and be a little quieter for a while since there's so many people on the Boardwalk trail. I walked in a bit and didn't see a spot that I could just chill by the lake, so I'm going to head back onto the Boardwalk trail. I thought I heard a creature. I did not, but you have to be very quiet and notice a lot here because they're all here. They're just not noisy. But anyways, I'm going to go back onto the boardwalk and finish it up. We are going to go the little bit back left that is on the boardwalk because a huge part of it is under construction. And then we will go back up, I believe it's called the Sims Trail, and then take a walk back over to the ranger station. We're going to go interview a ranger to finish up our junior ranger program, get our junior ranger badge, and then go over to camp and set up. I think this guy is called an anole. Hi, honey. What you doing? As soon as I turned my camera off, our anole guy got a friend. See his little friend on the right hand side? I think that's the guy we saw on the other side earlier, of the tree on the other side of this little bridge. Hey guys. I saw a little guy just a second ago there that was orange, and I think that's probably a salamander, but I couldn't find him again. But I got good footage of the other little slippery, slidey creature. Holy mackerel. Whoa. This is not going to do this guy justice. Wow. Okay, number 11, we're going to read about this grand beast of a guy. So this grand tree you see here is a loblolly pine. It is unusual to find pines growing in wetland areas. However, loblollies can tolerate living in wet conditions better than many other species of pines. Loblolly pines are the tallest trees in South Carolina. This tree here is over 150 feet tall. And he is a former state champion. The tree is freaking huge. I actually found another little trail going off towards the lake, so let's go check it out. I am now on the Sims Trail heading back towards the visitor center. I'm going to link up to the Firefly Trail and then take that up to the actual visitor center where I'm going to get my junior ranger badge. But this park only became a national park in 2003. It's been a national monument for quite a while, but it just recently got that designation. I am so glad that it got this designation because there is so much wildlife out here to protect. The cypress trees, the cypress knees, the lollies, all of this has been so beautiful and magical to witness. So if you get a chance, you definitely want to check it out. Now let's go get the junior ranger badge and go set up camp. It's official. I am a Congaree junior ranger. I just spent some time checking out the visitor center. I asked Mitchell, one of the volunteers, several questions. He gave me this little dude, and we had a great time. So now I'm gonna go set up camp. I just set up my tent. I'll give you a tour in a little bit. I'm gonna set up my hammock in a minute over here, and I have a chair that I'll pull out. And I looked at my food. I forgot that I had this chocolate. It is so beyond melted, so we'll wait and see what happens with that. I'm gonna eat this walking tamale right now. And then for dinner, I have this chicken fajita bowl, and I've got some other snackies in here too. So plenty of food. I thought I didn't have enough food earlier, but that's just because I didn't pay attention. But I'm gonna walk around the campsite later and show you guys everything. Okay, I'm gonna give you a camp tour of what we got going on here. So let's see it. I'm holding my trash because I'm gonna go to the trash can and then do a tour of the other campsites as well. This is my tent. I got a little vestibule out here, and then I brought the Hest foamy mattress, and then I have my sleeping bag and plenty of room. I got a little fan for myself as well in my clothes bag, and then we've got a table with a bunch of stuff sprayed out on it right now, and then my little camp chair. There's a fire band because we won't be having a fire, and then we've got the hammock set up. So now let's go around and check out the rest of the sites. So we are at Longleaf Campground, and this is site number 4. This is one of our neighbors. This looks like a really nice site. Definitely one I would consider staying at in the future. Tucked in back here. There's site 1, site 2, and me, which is site 3. The cars are literally over there. You could probably see them. Not very far at all. That's where the bathhouse is as well. There's also a charging station, and that's where I'm going to go to drop off the trash. So here's the parking lot, and then there's the trail to the visitor center, and this is the trail to the individual sites. The group sites are on the other side. And again, there's a solar charging station, there's trash, and then there's the bathroom. Here are some other more hidden spots. This is site 8, nice and tucked in here. Site 7, that one looks really nice. I didn't film the 2 spots that had people at them, but those spots look nice. And I didn't realize there was some water over here. Maybe we'll see some more turtles. Oh, we just cleared heard someone starting a fire. There's a fire ban, bro. You're gonna get in trouble. Ooh, and there's a water bottle out here, so we're gonna take that back too and be good citizens. But yeah, there's some water over here. Didn't know that. Not something I would swim in or go in, but there's water. Okay, let's take this back with us. I'm also realizing I think these poles in the campsites are meant for food bags, like food hangs. But I brought my bare canister instead of the food hang. Okay, this is site 9. Ooh, this one's nice. Yeah, they're all nice, honestly. They're a bit closer together, but they're all really nice. And then site 10 is right behind this. And that looks nice too. I just wish, do you have to walk through site 9 to get to site 10? Don't love that part. Oh no, I think there's a trail right over here. But yeah, site 10 looks, I actually think site 10 might be one of my favorites, but site 11's over there. If you were to come back here, I definitely would bring a bare bag instead of a bare canister to use those little hooks, because The only problem they said they ever really have out here is raccoons. There's really not bears. There's no bears that live in the park. There's only bears that occasionally like walk through the park, but they're not a problem. And so, yeah. Then there's a little bridge over here that goes over to the group campsites. Let's go check them out, and then we'll go back, swing in the hammock for a little while, read, chill. I mean, I could even go for a nap, quite honestly. These are cool. This one has 4 picnic tables, but you can clearly tell that you can fit so many people in here, multiple tents, 9 to 12 people. That's really cool. And there's some folks setting up. And I think there's just a few campsites. This is the last one, so we'll be able to see how many groups. Yeah, there's just 4 group sites. I've never done watercolors ever before, but got this kit for Christmas, and I'm looking at the anole that I saw earlier today, and I'm gonna try to do it. This comes with a nifty little pen, so yeah, we're gonna give it a go. This was the cartoon, and then I saw it in real life, and then this is what I did, my first ever watercolor. Pretty happy with it. Now, let's make some chicken fajita. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's got chicken and rice and black beans and corn and bell peppers and fajita seasoning. I'm not mad about this at all. Okay. Put it in here. Stay nice and toasty. And I'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I got some extra. Ooh, she's toasty. Ah. Oh my god, this smells amazing. I'm not mad about this at all. We're gonna close her up for 4 more minutes, and then we'll be eating. Let's dig into this. I totally could eat out of this, but I brought a bowl because I wanted to eat out of a bowl instead. So let's scoop some of this out and show you how it looks. Like, look at that. You can literally see the peppers, the corn, the chicken, the rice, the black beans. You can see it all. I'm so excited about this. All right. Cheers. Whew. It's right warm. Taste is fantastic. I'm going to let it cool down a minute and then dive in. Maybe eat in my hammock. I don't know. Let's figure it out. And dinner was a huge success. It was super delicious. And for dessert, we have Simple Kitchen. And this is freeze-dried raspberries and brownie bites that are gluten-free and dairy-free. These are super good. They make a lot of other things that I should check out, like freeze-dried organic fruit and veggies and soups. So we'll have to check them out more, but I'm very much in love with these. Like, let me show you some of the raspberries. Of course, like the last one I got was like a big full raspberry. There's one. Okay. I can get it. Oops. Oh, it's right there. It literally is in the shape of a raspberry, but it's freeze-dried. So good. I have my journal here, a voice message from a friend. I'm just gonna chill, probably read, and then I like to use these Porta wipes to wipe down my body and my feet before I go to bed. So that's what I'll do. But I think that's always out because I'm just gonna chill for a bit. It's gorgeous out. It's finally like cooler. So yeah. See you later.
Good morning from inside of my tent. I slept okay, not great, but I fell asleep fast. I fell asleep by like, I don't know, like 9 o'clock, and I slept until probably 2. I had to pee, and then my alarm clock went off at 6, and I said nope and slept till 6:20. So let's go I started packing up the inside of the tent already, but I'm gonna go get up and make a matcha and swing in the hammock and chill for a little while before we like totally pack up.
Pre-packaged some buckwheat groats, and then I have some coconut oil here, some buckwheat seeds, nutritional yeast, salt, bacon bits to make it like a complete meal. So it's pretty much like savory oats. I just don't typically do oats. So let's make it.
So it looks just like oatmeal, but it's savory. You've got the bacon bits. Oop, we're getting some fog. You have those bacon bits, you have the crunch with the buckwheat seeds, the nutritional yeast, which is going to add flavor and vitamin B, coconut oil for healthy fats. I love to add hot sauce, but I didn't have a small hot sauce I could bring on this trip, or a packet or anything. But you could just like get a packet from a restaurant that has packets of hot sauce. I also carry a tiny thing of extra salt, so I'm going to add a little bit more salt to this and let it cool down a little bit because it is piping hot. But this is a really great gluten-free, dairy-free breakfast that my endo body loves because it doesn't like oats feel too heavy for me, and so this is a great option, and it's super lightweight if you're like truly backpacking and not just like at a backcountry site like I am that's like literally yards from my car. But I could have totally brought something fancier, but I want to test this recipe out on the trail because I've tested it at home and I'm excited. This is the baby salt I have, so real salt makes one. I think I got it in a pack of 6, so I'm gonna add some of that. And then I also did, which I didn't remember that I did, I had a few of these tiny little like pepper. I think this came from like a utensil container, like a disposable utensils, and I didn't need pepper for whatever I was consuming that day. So I kept a couple of these and threw them just in this little baggie that has some spices in it in my bear canister. So I'm gonna add this too. I'm totally packed up, but I've gotta say, this was not bad for a $7.50 campsite. So it's normally $15, but I had the access pass to the national parks, so $7.50. Not bad at all. So fun fact, I got here super early. Oh, do you like what my hair's doing? I got here super early so that I could walk this trail that's near the river, and the folks that I am kayaking with are already here unloading and bringing things down. So I'm super excited, but I'm also crossing this bridge. They also told me 2 spots where I might be able to see some wildlife. So I'm super excited to check this out to see if I can see anything. One woman said she heard an owl this morning. The other one said I could likely see some river otters. So I'm excited. I've got about 40 minutes here before I want to go back to my car to like reset myself for the kayaking trip that again is 3 hours, and I cannot wait. There's just such a strong reminder here of what the flooding can do when they come by about 5 to 10 times a year. It's been super dry recently, but I'm on a bridge that is clearly buckled from the flow of water and debris that's gathered, and then there's still water back there. And you can see some cypress knees out there. I'm all vested up, got my water, and got some of my, I have very light gear right now because we're gonna be on a kayak, so we're good. But I have some snacks. I have my DJI camera, but I just met Billy, who is the owner of Carolina Outdoor Adventures, who we're doing this with. They do this daily. They're the only owner-operated kayaking tour company on the river. So I'm super excited about this. But yeah, let's go get in these kayaks and get this party started. Don't mind me, I just happened to be immediately in the water. I was chatting with somebody and flipped right over. So we're good. We're not too muddy. We're happy. We're just gonna be a little cold for a little bit until we dry. It's a cool little beaver dam over there.
We'll talk about it later.
Bird owl over there.
Katie, y'all see it? Come on over here.
Some turtles over here.
Papers, but you'd also find a lot of those flat top stuff, because this area.
There was an otter over here that everyone's waiting to see if comes back out. Oh, except for I'm going back into the tree. So let's see if he comes back out. I just saw his shadow a minute ago.
Distinct black and gold pattern, or they can be almost completely black. And really the vibrancy of the color of the snake depends on the age.
They're going to stop, open their mouth up. It's all white on the inside. That's sort of their warning display. Rattlesnakes have a rattle. moccasins don't have that, so they just open their mouth and try to scare you.
I am all done with my trip at Congaree National Park. I did fall in during the kayaking tour, but it was awesome. We saw tons of different snakes that were all far away on trees. There was a water moccasin, brown snake, all those good babies. We also did see a river otter, which isn't super common for this time of year, so that was awesome. But Carolina Outdoor Adventures, 12 out of 10. They were absolutely awesome. Really enjoyed the company of Billy, Lauren, and Julie, so definitely check them out. They don't just do the kayaking tour, they also do those tours on the nature trails, so highly recommend them. They were so good. They knew where all the snakes were. They noticed everything. They noticed all the little, you know, where the tree was, you know, stump was, or when that otter came out of nowhere, the otter dens that used to be, the beaver dams. They saw a barred owl. Like, they're just really attention to detail, really clearly love what they do. So 12 out of 10 recommend. Now it's time to head home, but Congaree National Park, y'all, let me tell you, this place is so underrated. You definitely want to check it out. People were calling it like a swamp and all of that, but it's not. It's actually a floodplain. It is not a swamp, and it was awesome. So I highly recommend checking out Congaree National Park. If I haven't convinced you, tell me in the comments why you wouldn't want to go and see this incredible park. Like, it is like truly so awesome. It has so many different landscapes, so many different animals. I saw so much while I was here, and the campgrounds were awesome too. Let this also be a PSA though, keep an extra set of clothes in your car. I had socks, underwear, I had pants, I had a sweatshirt, and I had another t-shirt. So I was able to completely change my outfit, get out of all of the wet clothes. Also though, I was wearing synthetic, so my pants dried, my shirt was trying to dry, my bra was mostly dry, so just keep that all in mind.